Hello everyone, Relgan here with my second video in ZvP about the Swarmhost. This was actually the first game that I tried to use Swarmhosts in against a protoss player, and I'm going to talk a little bit about my decision making process, why it was good, why it was bad. Right from the get-go, this guy is cannon rushing me, throwing me a little bit off my game. Not too much though, I simply take my 4th base as my 3rd base, and I have an overlord here so I can see if he warps anything in. On his side of things, I'm seeing no 3rd base by the 430 mark, meaning for me that he is going for some kind of push. Around the 450 mark he takes it though, so I thought, well, the cannon rush was an investment, so it probably just threw him a little bit behind. I followed it up with a lair. I built some roaches just to be safe. I didn't want to be caught off guard by all these adepts. I didn't want to commit to Ling Baneling either. And I had to somehow take out these cannons, so roaches seemed like a good thing for me to go for. Of course the adepts, as they often do, way too much damage to the poor third player. I eventually managed to clean them up, but not before losing a total of 19 workers, so definitely a good trade by him. Getting my +1/+1 upgrade, that you already saw in my other ZvP game, if you watched that video. And at this point, it's only a matter of time before the Swarmhosts come out, isn't it? I'm taking this base as well. He's annoying me with adepts. Well, it's annoying, but it doesn't really do too much. Maybe I should have walked across the map and attacked him. I wasn't quite sure what to do in this situation, so I built Swarmhosts. Why Swarmhosts? Well, I believe I wanted to build a spire, but built an infestation pit instead, so I simply made Swarmhosts. Now, if I build Swarmhosts, I have to build... So basically the Swarmhosts were a mistake. But if I build Swarmhosts, I want to also burrow them. Here we see Liberators taking out Locusts. It was kind of scary and kind of prompted me to think, to rethink my Swarmhost strategy. I pulled them home, because I still have to deal with these adepts, and I'm only now building the spire after realizing that I completely forgot it. The adepts still do damage. Total workers killed 55. That's 55 workers too many. Over here, I'm losing some Swarmhosts, but I'm also killing some of his units. Overall, pretty bad play by me so far. Romping, you might think at this point, well, this protoss must be shit if you can take this much damage, but still be in the game. But we're going to see what's actually happening. So he is very, very scared by these Swarmhosts. I wasn't quite aware of that, but I realized it after some time. So the Swarmhosts go in, the Locusts come out, and it just runs away. Now this is what you did in Heart of the Swarm against Locusts, so I can't really fault him for it. And they do have a sick amount of DPS. And now I have a Swarmhost. And now I have a Swarmhost Ling Corruptor army. He is moving into this tight choke. This is of course the dream scenario for the Swarmhost player. I just have to wait for my Locusts to recharge, which takes way too long. So while this would be a really cool scenario for me, where if my Locusts were ready, they're not right now. So I have to somehow survive this position. Getting my Hive at home, I'm on 5 bases, I have a lot of drones, 73 at the moment. So I'm feeling pretty well. And flying Locusts over this ledge on top of his army would be a smart decision as well, or a smart idea as well. But so I burrow my Swarmhosts over here so they do not walk with the rest of my army. I have to engage, as otherwise he would move into my base and probably kill it and recall out. So I didn't really feel too well at this moment. I then realized that I have to do something with all these units that I have and with all these Swarmhosts. So I'm going for the Greater Spire. Now the Greater Spire is, of course, strong against his Immortal Heavy Army composition. In come the Locusts yet again. Sorry, I paused accidentally. The Locusts fly, they get stormed, they eat storms, but they still do damage. Almost taking out the High Templar, wasting some of his energy, and buying me a lot of time. He then built Phoenix. I'm not quite sure about this decision. Probably thought I was going for Brood Lords, rightfully so. Took out some of his units with my Banelings that I built. And up until now the Swarmhosts haven't really done anything, is what it seems like. But they kind of prompted him to not build too many Zealots. They wasted a lot of his storms, took out some of his units, and are making sure that he cannot simply walk on top of my base and take it out. Because here he goes. The Locusts come. The scared protoss player runs away again. Now, of course, I ideally would surround these units with my Zerglings, have my Locusts attack them from the front. But we're all human, and I didn't have links positioned here to walk them around, of course. Had I done that, it would have been way better. But I'm human, I make mistakes. Or rather, I don't play perfect. Now, looking at my bank, I feel pretty good about this game. So I'm going in with my Locusts, and this is a strong Swarmhost position. Having Locusts fly in means he has to run away while I can take out this base. I'm not quite sure if I actually do it this time, but I know that I do it at some point. Actually, I go in with my Banelings to take out his economy right there by pushing his army up the ramp with the Locusts. So I'm using the Locusts more as a positional tool rather than actually fighting with them, simply because well, I would like to fight with them, but he just runs away. Then I realized that he has this base up, so, well, time for the Locusts to go in. The Locusts go in, chase after his army, and the few units that are left are hunted down by Ultralisks, Corruptors, and somehow, some way, without ever having a really huge fight in this game, I managed to win. Power be the Swarmhost. Let's have a quick look at the Swarmhost kill count. 0, 4, 0, 1, 0, 2, 1. So the kill count is not really too high on these, but I personally feel like they did their job. They made sure that the Protoss could not engage into me, right here, pushing him backward. They allowed me to take out this space by pushing him up his ramp. They allowed me to kill this space by pushing him downwards and into my Ultralisk flank. And overall, I'm pretty happy about my Swarmhost play in this game, which is why I wanted to show it to you. I will try to experiment more and more with these Swarmhosts. But for now, I hope you enjoyed this game, this little Swarmhost showcase by at least a GM Zerg on Europe, around top 50 right now. And if you like what you saw, feel free to subscribe, follow me on Twitch at Railgan, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.